What is up, everybody? Skratch coming up with another Raid Shadow Legends video. We are currently on the test server, guys. We're gonna have a look at the brand new OP legendary champion, the new Void one from the very new faction. So many new freaking things in the game. And I forgot to show you one champion while we were going over all that, guys. We got a new Shadowkin as well, Mikinaki or something like that. I'm not sure how you pronounce these names. But basically, this champion right here, he looks freaking awesome. I like him more just by looking at the avatar. Once you click on him, he's not so cool anymore. I mean, I love the head, the green color and the way it goes, but I prefer it like this. The avatar looks so much cooler. I feel like the whole head doesn't go with the rest of the armor. Not as good anyway. He still looks pretty cool. Very nice base stats. On the A1, he has a chance to land HP burn. On the A2, attacks all enemies. He lands defense down. Also has a chance to land decrease attack on enemies that are under hex debuffs. On the A3, attacks all enemies. The first hit removes all buffs from each target, which is definitely very nice. The second hit places a hex debuff for 2 turns. So this definitely brings in the hex into a better place, having a champion like him. Definitely very nice. And we have the passive. Whenever an ally attacks an enemy under a hex debuff, this champion has a 50% chance to team up and join the allies' attack. He's actually pretty solid for a hex champion. Pairing him with a different one for Hydra, even for Arena, you can definitely get more value out of it now. And we have increases ally defense in all battles by 30%. I haven't checked the multipliers on the champion, but honestly, it doesn't feel like he's gonna be smacking super hard as a damage dealer, considering that one of the skills doesn't even hit. But all around, definitely looks great. Now, we are going to talk about somebody else. The champion that is meant to freaking change the game. No one else but Ailil. He is such a beast. At least the kit shows him as being such an amazing beast. And you guessed it right, new faction, farm the spider for new accessories. Because hey, that's how it goes. I have my Ailil on these total stats. 7,000 attack, which gives me 14,000 more HP on top of it. So that makes him at 45k HP and at 2,500 defense. 101 crit rate, 268 crit damage. I have him slow, that's not really what matters here. Was pretty hard to get decent accessories on him, you know. So we have this ring, which didn't roll me attack. We have attack amulet instead of crit damage, but luckily enough it rolled me triple crit damage. And I have an attack banner with no attack percentage, no speed on it. So what exactly makes this champion so amazing? In case if you missed my previous video where I showcased all the new champions, this is from the new faction, Void Affinity. And on the A1, attacks one enemy, steals all buffs from the target the first time this champion hits them with this skill. This effect cannot be resisted. Each time he hits the same enemy again after the first time, he will not steal the buffs, but the damage will increase by 10% for each buff on the target. Very nice skill. He gets 30% more damage on the A1. The A2 attacks one enemy, will ignore strengthen, stone skin, increase defense, and ally protection buffs. This is a very powerful skill on a 3-turn cooldown, 20% more damage out of the books. And just being able to place stone skin on himself if he kills somebody, ignoring stone skin, ignoring strengthen and ally protection, which it's kind of like so important in Arena now with Necret and stuff like that. He's just amazing. The A3, which is an AoE skill on a 3-turn cooldown with 20% more damage out of the books. Attacks all enemies. Before attacking, removes any increased defense buffs on each target and replaces them with a 60% decreased defense debuff for 2 turns. Also removes any strengthen buffs on each target and replaces them with a weaken debuff for 2 turns. Places block buffs for 1 turn on enemies not under increased defense or strengthen buffs before attacking. And the buff removal and the debuff placement cannot be resisted. That's actually insane to be able to land the debuffs and steal the buffs from the enemy team with an attack-based champion that deals damage and doesn't need accuracy, allowing you to build him full damage, okay? It's such a game-changing thing to have in the game, and honestly, I just hope that this champion is gonna hit hard, because with the attack that he has, the damage from the books, that means that he's gonna be very, very solid. The passive increases this champion's HP. That's why I said I have more HP and defense on him based on my attack, because of the passive. Increases this champion's HP by 2000 and defense by 100 for every 1000 attack they have. 14k HP, 700 defense based on the current attack that I have on my champion. Fills this champion's turn meter by 10% whenever they receive a buff. And the aura increases ally crit rate in all battles by 25%. What a beast of a champion, guys. It's like OMG. Now, we gotta see how hard he hits, you know, that's very, very important. If he doesn't hit too hard, even though he does benefit you quite a bit, he might not be exactly what you need, you know what I mean? The one problem that I see with him is that the ship blessing can mess him up big time. Big time. That's another thing that is gonna be able to counter this champion a lot. If the damage is not good, that means that we're kind of like getting baited with this champion. So we gotta check that out. Platinum, hopefully you're not gonna disappoint us on damage, you know? His base stats are nice. 105 speed, 1630 attack. Very, very nice. Masteries, we have offense and defense 3. I don't really need support. I have enough accuracy from... It doesn't need accuracy. That's why I have enough. So we went with counter attack, retribution. And I went on the offense masteries right here. Tier 6 we have Helm Smasher. We are not ignoring shield with his skill, so having shield breaker is gonna be huge, especially against Necrits and champions that are under Necrit's protection. We have a Ruthless Ambush. I don't really care about getting the whirlwind of that. I prefer to get more damage with Single Out instead. We're gonna have Cycle of Violence. That's gonna be pretty huge for this champion. Bring It Down. And of course, Kill Streak, Methodical, and Helm Smasher as tier 6. That being said, let's take him in for a spin on Dragon 23, where we're normally testing our champions, and see what damage we're getting out of this champion. Here we are, guys. We have the increased attack, we have defense down and weaken, everything that we need to test his damage. Plus, we're gonna have a look at the animations too. Let's get Venus in to do her job. There we go. We got one champion that got resisted, doesn't really matter. We're gonna start with the A3, Chill Wind of Autumn. Autumn is here, guys, so let's see, are we chilling these enemies to that or no? Nice animation. The damage, on the other hand, is pretty underwhelming. 130k, 120k. If I'm comparing him with other nukers, and considering the stats that I have on him, right, which are pretty solid, I feel like this is a 3-point multiplier on his skill. Unfortunately, I don't have access to that only once everything is in the actual game, not on the test server, and somebody the data mines can tell me, but in the way it is at the moment, I feel like the damage is a bit underwhelming on his A3. It might be a bug, similar with Fortus. I'm definitely gonna report this to Plarium, because I feel like his damage is pretty underwhelming, considering that he has 20% from books, considering that he has 1.6 something K attack, the stats that he has, so I feel like this might be some sort of a bug, unintended, most probably. He's a Void Legendary, right? So we gotta see what else we can get out of him. Now let's actually try to rotate and move over to the other skills, because we should be able to get that done. Okay. So now we can actually use the A2, Pierce the Carapace. This actually sounds pretty badass, considering that he ignores Stone Skin, and if we kill somebody, he's gonna place Stone Skin on himself. So let's see. 214k, that's actually decent damage, single hit, and we got a Stone Skin buff on, which is definitely very nice now, because the champion is gonna stay alive. All the other hits that are gonna drop on him from the opponents are gonna be spot on, and just being able to ignore it, you go and smack a Duchess down or something like that, is gonna be huge for Arena, man. It's gonna be huge. Okay, let's see his A1. This one steals buffs, if they have any on the first hit. All the buffs. No accuracy needed. 152k. Decent stuff. I'm a bit still with the A3. I'm not sure what happened there. So I'm gonna try to bring in a different champion that I know the multipliers to and might have similar stats. Let's see if we compare him with a different champion. I have Cupidus in very similar stats. Like right now my Cupidus, he's missing some piece of gear. I'm not even sure which. But he has 243 damage and he has 6,900 attack. So he's a little bit short on the stats, you know. And he's lacking 9 crit rate. That's why I have the other champion in the lead. I want to see, honestly, his A2 is a 4-point multiplier. So I want to compare that a bit. I want to see what we're getting out of that skill. What sort of damage we are getting. Is it similar with our other champion? Because both of them, they are on the same gear. Cruel and Savage, you know. Same Masteries again. So I'm actually gonna... 186k, we haven't managed to one-shot it with the A2. That's again a bit strange with the damage. I feel like he should be doing more damage than that, man. It's a single hit. He needs to have some decent multipliers. What's that? That should be again like a what? Is that only a 4-point multiplier? Is that everything that we're getting out of this champion? It definitely has something wrong with if that's the case. So attacks all enemies, right? You see the damage with a 4-point multiplier is actually a bit higher. So I feel like Cupidus has 4-point multiplier, deals more damage with slightly lower stats. This new Void Legendary, either he's bugged, either his multipliers are 3.6, 3.7, 3.8, I would say, around there. Maybe. I want to see Cupidus is a something skill, you know. Doesn't really matter. One of them. we want to use one of them. Doesn't really matter. We want to use the A3 actually, because that's the single hit, you know. Actually, we're gonna come back into the fight and do it again. We don't want to see more animations because we've seen that already. So let's get it popping. So I'm gonna try to attack the same opponent with each one of them to see the damage. So A2 on the new champion, 186k on whatever Arbalester or whatever is her name. Cupidus A3 on the other Arbalester, 238. So Cupidus hits harder with the A2, with the A3, of course, different utility. But let's see, let's just say that his damage is not the best all around. What if we take him in arena? Let's go against this team. So we have our Warlord to lock the opponents just in case. And I feel like I should bring in a different champion. Like what? No, actually, let's go in like this. Let's go in like this. We want to just see the damage. A lot of times you're gonna use a nuker without bringing any buff stripper or anything else on their team. So we put them on cooldown. Now we should be able to do this. So we landed block buffs. I kind of missed the numbers, guys. You're gonna have to help me out on this because I have so many things that I gotta focus on the screen. It's hard for me to see the numbers too. But it didn't feel that impressive, right? It definitely didn't feel that impressive. Ally attack, we stole the buffs from Duchess. We still hit on reaction, so that's maybe the main reason why it didn't felt as impressive. But right now, we are actually pretty stacked on buffs because we stole all the buffs from Duchess, which is great. Nobody had Stone Skin in this team. I'm sure I'm gonna find some Stone Skin in somebody else's team though. So let's see if we're using this skill. Duchess has increased defense, but we're ignoring that. So let's give it a go and see what we're getting out of it with this. Freaking reaction, she's so slow, huh? My gosh, she still didn't took a turn. Unbelievable. Okay, finally. Finally. So now we're getting 30% more damage. 3 buffs. We got her wrecked. And now I can basically steal buffs with his A1 from any of these opponents, guys. Because I haven't hit any of them with the A1. Of course, I'm gonna go and hammer Kendra from first because he's the main threat in here. And then we're gonna use different skills. Okay, we stole all his buffs. So we're still keeping that increased attack. We have the strengthen. We have tons of different things on. And now I should be able to use the A3. And I'm gonna replace some of the buffs on the opponents, right? With debuffs. So let's just see this and a bit of the damage. Ooh, nice. So that was actually decent damage on Ursaga. once we remove the buffs from her. We replace the buffs with defense down and weaken. That's why this champion is gonna be so freaking amazing. I really hope his damage is a bit messed up at the moment. I just have slightly higher hopes for his A3 to nuke a bit better. And the A2, honestly, considering that you're gonna have to hit on tanky champions. But this champion could literally change the meta as we know it. And that's what I would really, really love to see, you know? That's kind of like the main goal for me. Bring new champions, I'm all game for it, but let them completely change the meta. How it was with Necret, such a massive addition to the game, you know? Because right now, all we see is just stone skin, stone skin, stone skin. It's just boring, you know? And more to markups freaking everywhere. Please don't hit reaction. Oh, nice. So we ignore that stone skin. We haven't managed to one-shot her, though. You see, that's what I'm saying. Like, she wasn't a tanky champion. Even if she has 70, 80k HP, and if she has 3-4k defense, a single hit skill should be able to one-shot a champion like that. You know, so I feel like something is definitely wrong with his damage. 100%. So I'm definitely gonna report this to Plarium. Because, hey, Fortus was the same. I've told them the very first time, guys, Fortus is bad. He has no multipliers. He deals no damage. No, Skratch, you are wrong. And then, guess what happened? I had to make a video and to clearly point it out that he's all busted. And now they're reworking him because it's not working as intended. So now, right now, I should be landing weaken on all these opponents before attacking too. That's very nice. But still not enough damage, not enough firepower to one shot, you know, and that's kind of like the main problem that we have right now with the champion. I feel like it won't be reliable enough as the sole damage dealer in your team. You could pair him around with different champions to get the damage done, you know? Maybe that's how it's intended, to having other champions that deal damage, not just this champion. We just stole the unkillable that procced on that Duchess from Swift Parry. If we're paying attention, I just have unkillable buff on him. So that's actually very nice because that procced after. So now I'm gonna get stone skin on him because we killed an enemy. That's very nice as well. So I feel like he's definitely gonna shake a bit the meta in a way or another. And I'm very, very curious to see what's the thing with his damage, you know? That's kind of like my thinking. And seems like we're gonna get more champions that will buff stone skin and stuff. Is not only meant to be for Hydra, which is pretty crazy, right? Pretty crazy. Okay, you see the A1 doesn't hit that hard either. So I'm gonna be like, you know what I mean? But guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. What do you think of the new Void Legendary Champion? I really think he's gonna shake the meta. He could be so freaking OP. I'm very curious to hear from Plarium as well. But that was all for this video. Much love, appreciate all of you guys watching, and I'll catch you all soon in the next one. Peace.